Welcome everyone to Universe Media. Today we are ranking the shows and movies from Marvel this season. This year, still in like the NASCAR mode, the seasons. But anyways,
TV show.
First we're going to start off with the Disney Plus shows. I enjoyed watching those more than the movies, to be honest, because
you get
more time with them. You get to like linger on,
and you get to be excited every week.
Yeah,
the upcoming week.
The questions that arise in your brain gets answered over a couple months versus, or really just a month, but versus like getting answered
on only one day.
Next couple 30 minutes or so. So I think being able to theorize and see if your theories come true, it was pretty satisfying, even though most of mine it didn't really come true. But first we're going to talk about the Disney Plus shows, as we said.
The one that is on last
in last place
is What If.
Well,
me, I just don't like cartoons.
Cartoons just aren't our thing, to be honest, and it seemed like a filler kind of thing. There may be some like key characters and key features in this show, but it just felt like it was just there. It was just kind of just to hold us over until Hawkeye, which thankfully it did. Some things were interesting, but it didn't
like
really,
the zombies one.
It didn't really carry over from week to week, and we theorized. We just kind of like, what the heck are they going to do this week? Except for like the final boss battle and the perfect, whatever his name is, Vision, or is he Ultron? Voltron. But he was pretty cool, but kind of creepy in a way. Not the most memorable show, but it happened. All right.
It happened.
Then number 4 here is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, I still enjoyed it. It was still a good show, good series. But like the Flag Smashers were kind of, they didn't have
John Walker.
Yeah, we had John Walker, who was just a watered down Captain America, who become like U.S. agent or whatever his name is. It's pretty much the build up of him. He's just kind of weird, Did have that moment where he took the serum and then smashed that guy's face in with his shield. Which I do not want to see that again. That was like the moment for this series. Had me and Emily like for like 30 minutes, was just sitting at the TV. Just a jaw dropper.
We didn't expect
moment,
that.
Anti-hero of what he was.
And another thing, he did not kill the one that killed his friend.
Yeah. He just killed this random guy just because he was upset about his friend.
Number 3 is Loki.
Number 3, Loki. Loki blew open the multiverse. It is probably the most important one on this list because it allowed Spider-Man to happen. If it wasn't for this, Spider-Man wouldn't have been crazy. Wouldn't have had the multiverse. Which is interesting because the other 2 Spider-Man worlds wouldn't have happened if Loki didn't do that. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, Loki blew open the multiverse, took us on this insane journey where anything can happen, going through time, going through all these other timelines. We met Sylvie and Mobius, not to be mistaken with Morbius, 2 different people, by the way. One was much nicer. Loki was fun. The other 2 on this list, were just more enjoyable to watch. And also, we had this cliffhanger at the end of Loki, and things really didn't wrap up.
And we gotta wait till season 2.
Which, who knows when that's gonna be? Maybe 2024 or so. It did allow us to meet King the Conqueror for the first time. Probably won't get to see him anytime this year. Maybe 2023 will be when we'll see Kang. Might see some imagery of Kang and end credit scenes and stuff like that.
But you can tell that Loki changed his personality.
Yeah, good to see Loki go through multiple different personalities.
He used to be like this big trickster that didn't care.
Yeah, Loki seemed seemed like he lost all of his power. You know, of course, there's no magic in the TVA, but just seemed like Loki turned into a lost puppy in this
He was
series.
just following Sylvie.
Just kind of following Sylvie around. Sylvie was so cool, and then there's Loki. Just hi. It was just weird to see Loki wasn't really the god of mischief.
The one that you would see in the Thor movies.
Yeah. Didn't know what to believe in this whole thing, and then we get to this intense final battle that was more like a final conference call. Just kind of, it happens.
Number 2 is WandaVision.
Yes, WandaVision. It had 10 episodes in it, so got to have this for like over 2 months. It wasn't like a 1 month deal like most of these were. WandaVision made you theorize the heck out of everything. Who was the big boss? Who's the big villain in this? It was Agatha all along, and a lot of memes.
Dog.
Yeah, like come on, Agatha, come on.
You killed the kid's dog.
Every episode you got a new TV show that they
I loved that.
referenced a lot and had different styles in each episode. Didn't really feel like a Marvel show up until the final episode.
Which that was a great battle.
Yeah, the battle was intense. Just 2 witches duking it out.
And Wanda, tricked Agatha.
Agatha lost all of her powers, and now she's forever trapped in Westview, even though she's the only one trapped in Westview, but the whole world to her is Westview from here on out. So, yeah, WandaVision, great show, and looking forward to seeing how Wanda does in the multiverse of madness. Will she be a good guy, girl, or I ain't gonna say bad girl, that'd be weird.
Or a villain.
Or a villain, hero or villain. Yeah, that'd have been much
Why didn't you think that?
I don't know. My mind goes in crazy moments and
number
videos.
1
number 1
is Hawkeye.
Is Hawkeye. Well,
1, it had a golden retriever in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's
all right, movies. No, Hawkeye. We saw,
how Kate.
Yeah, how Kate became just a random person to a hero.
And we also saw how Clint being a hero affected his whole entire life.
And yeah, he's pretty much trying to tie up all these loose ends. He can retire peacefully and
spend time with the family.
And who knows, he may get to keep Lucky. Or maybe Kate keeps Lucky, or maybe he adopts Kate.
Which, I don't know. The Christmas one, I think his kids did like Lucky.
Yeah. It'll be hard to pry the kids away from Lucky. So, Hawkeye was just perfect for people like us. It's Christmas time. Had the Christmas vibes the whole way through. And you get Lucky, and then had a little bit of the theorizing going on. Not as crazy as Wanda or Loki, but it was still fun. And even though it wasn't one of those that blew open the multiverse or really opened us up to a new villain or anything. This one is more you learning
about the characters more than the fighting.
Yeah, it's because we didn't really get to know Hawkeye that much. He's just kind of that guy.
We just thought he just shoots bows and arrows.
He shoots the bows.
You know what I mean.
I'm sick of this bow. Boom, boom. Hawkeye was very...
Which he does have a cool bow where it retracts.
Yeah, Hawkeye was very enjoyable, had a lot of funny moments, and also I felt like it completed the whole way. It didn't really, cliffhanger on anything. It was complete.
And it had a happy ending.
Yeah, happy ending. Nothing.
Where he just spends time with his family. And Kate.
Yeah, so...
And Lucky.
Really... It warmed Hawkeye's heart, and it warmed ours.
Which, Did the family ever wonder why he just brings a random person?
Ah, here's this girl I met on the street.
She could
Literally.
be a killer.
Yeah, that was the best shows of the year. I know some people probably wouldn't put Hawkeye as the number one, but
it's in our opinion.
In our opinion, Hawkeye was the most enjoyable.
Now, some people probably put What If first because you're a cartoon person.
Get off of this channel. No. If cartoons are your thing and you enjoyed What If the most, good for you. But for us, we just didn't. But anyways, let's talk about the best movies of the year. And we're going to start off with none other than The Eternals, the biggest pile of crap that Marvel has ever made. Saying.
It didn't go. It didn't show Marvel. It showed something else.
It strayed away from the Marvel
world.
Pretty much the cliche that Marvel has, which is a good thing. I think if it's stuck with the Marvel, the way they do things, it would have been even worse. It happened. It just seemed
and
like.
they wanted to kill everybody on Earth.
It just seemed like it was so out of place. Maybe they had to bring the Eternals in to open up new characters from other worlds and stuff. It's just not my thing. I didn't know who the Eternals were. I had no idea.
Some of their names are hard to say.
Yeah, like Circe. Saying that right? I don't know. The Eternals just didn't do it for me. I had low expectations.
Yeah, we always knew.
It did do better than I thought, but it was not good. It was too long and didn't
we were
really.
just sitting in the theaters like, what are we watching?
When is this over? Then next up is Black Widow. Fun movie. It was good. Got to kind of like Hawkeye, get to let you know about this character that you didn't really know too much about throughout the movies because they never had their own movies.
And
but she was dead the entire time.
But you did get to learn about her sister.
Yeah, you get to know more about Yelena and, tying up some loose ends.
And it was getting you prepared for Hawkeye.
Yeah, kind of getting you.
Because if Black Widow didn't happen, then on Hawkeye, Yelena comes and you're just like, who is she?
Who's this girl? Oh, okay. Yeah, it gets to let you know more about Yelena, and also the Red Guardian was pretty funny. Had a lot of funny moments in this movie. I really feel like it doesn't deserve to be second to last, but these other three, they were really good. Next up is Venom. Let there be carnage. It was just good. I enjoyed Venom.
The only problem is it felt short.
Yeah, it would be higher. It would be in number 2 if they actually got to build on Carnage. It just seemed like there needed to be one more fight scene. Carnage died in a stupid way. It did open up the door to Toxin, but Carnage. We need more Carnage. He only had like a runtime of screen time of 30 minutes in his own movie. He's in the name. Okay. I just feel like
Venom
Carnage.
and Eddie had a breakup.
Yeah, they had a breakup. I enjoyed the relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom. It is pretty funny.
Which Tom Hardy does a good job of.
Yeah. It does suck that Tom Hardy will not be in the MCU. He was in there for like 30 seconds.
Till Doctor Strange ruined it.
He got to learn the lore of the MCU, and then woo, he's gone again.
Did the guy that he was talking to think Thanos came?
I just think that Venom needed to be Venom and Eternals. They needed to swap their links of the movies, and it would have been perfect. Eternals, we wouldn't have to sit in there for that long, and Venom, we could have enjoyed it for even longer. So, yeah.
Number 2, wait, what was it saying?
Yeah, Venom. I wish I could put it up to second.
But number 2 is Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi. which I didn't know much about Shang-Chi
Which we
before.
thought we wasn't gonna like it.
Yeah, I thought, it's just one of those random movies.
Which I did like the bus scene. It was cool.
The bus scene was really cool. Cool final battle. And also, I'm looking forward to seeing some more of Shang-Chi in upcoming MCU movies. He is a pretty cool character. Had a great personality. And he's pretty good at fighting. And this rings.
And he's good at singing karaoke.
Yeah. And Wong is too. Get to see more of the culture being represented. That was pretty cool. And it seemed like a Mortal Kombat kind of movie, but good.
It seems like Mortal Kombat went into Marvel.
Yeah. And I enjoy movies such as Mortal Kombat and things like that. Like that type of culture, and it's just really cool. Still had some funny moments like Marvel always does, but also the villain was pretty cool, and he was just driven by love that didn't exist because this monster was pulling him in, and he was. Yeah, I felt like he didn't get to really show anything. He's just kind of there. He dies by this big monster, and yeah, he's like, "Oh, I messed up. I shouldn't have listened." Yeah, I think we'll see like a Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi kind of thing. I think it'd be cool. And then number 1,
the best
movie.
I say it's the best Marvel movie I have ever watched.
I'd say it's probably the best movie I've ever watched ever. It was just so good. Spider-Man, No Way Home. Great nostalgia. We got to see all the Spider-Men together once again.
Yeah.
Or actually, for the first time, we get to see all the Spider-Man once again.
I grew up watching all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like, we started watching the Toby ones, and then we watched the Angry Garfield.
Angry
I can't
Garfield.
speak.
Yeah.
I can't speak.
Seems like as soon as you turn on the camera, you can no longer speak.
I'm sorry, Andrew. I messed your name up. And then the Tom Holland one.
Like the build up to this movie, everybody's like, "Is all the Spider-Man in this movie?" And then that great moment, all of them's on there. All the old villains is back.
And then you have to see Spider-Man, the Tom Holland one. He has to figure out everything.
Yeah, the character building of Tom Holland's Spider-Man was great, very well done.
And it had lots of emotion in it.
Because I felt like, the current Spider-Man, he, kind of childish, like a Peter Parker is. He's a kid. But we get to see him mature and grow up, albeit from his own mistakes. He pretty much has to restart his life now. There's no, documents of his college. He doesn't get to go to college now. Like, what the heck? He's got to do high school all over again because there's no record of him ever doing it. So, wow. Just great. Just a
but
great
he did seem to
movie.
be good at math.
Still him.
I need his help.
Hey, Peter Parker, call her up.
I'm kidding. I have him.
I'm not that great. I'm not Spider-Man great.
So you can't beat Doctor Strange?
No. Like a portal shows up and just yanks me in there. I need help on algebra. What?
Okay.
Alright. Want to make sure he never does that to me again. But, yeah, just a love letter to all Spider-Man fans. It had pretty much everything that anyone could ask for a movie. Kept you intrigued the entire time.
You either, at one time, you'd be happy, sad, angry.
Yeah, you experience all the emotions. Any emotion that you could feel, you felt it in this movie.
Or if you never thought you would ever feel it.
I do think there are a couple ways that they could have made it better, but I think it was good. And, I think the only thing that I really have a gripe with is them yanking Tom Hardy out of this universe. They bring him in just to get this little teeny drop of Venom, and then they yank him out. So that's the only thing have a gripe about. Because I wanted to see Tom Hardy and Tom Holland work together.
Which they have the same initials.
Yeah, they're TH. How you doing? Yeah, so, you know, I thought at first having all these villains and all these heroes would be very overbearing, overwhelming.
Which I thought they would kill Tom Holland's Spider-Man off. Didn't want that.
Yeah. So, you know, I think right now, Spider-Man No Way Home is my best and favorite Marvel movie of all time at the moment. Can they top it next year?
Probably.
I'm thinking about maybe doing a video like this where we predict what videos or what movies will be the best, what shows will be the best, and then at the end of the year we'll be like, hey, here's how we were wrong and how this movie we thought was going to be really great sucked. Or here's this movie we didn't know nothing about and it was pretty good. I think that'd be a cool idea. But overall, Marvel, you did great. We had
didn't fail us.
We had this dark year of nothing, and then we had all this. We had 10 things, 10 shows and movies, 10 rings. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's what it represents. But look forward to some of the movies next year, such as the Multiverse of Madness and Thor: Love and Thunder. Probably won't be as many next year, but still be fun. So subscribe, join in on the ride. Next thing that we'll be doing is Morbius. That will be what we will review.
I am scared to watch it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dark movie.
And I
for
think
sure.
we're going to watch Uncharted.
Yeah, so let us know if you want to see non-Marvel reviews.
Which he's been waiting for the Uncharted movie.
Yeah, Uncharted will be a good movie for me. Uncharted was one of my favorite games to play through. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and let us know your list down below, and we will see you in the next video. Stay in the universe. Of course, you know, unless Doctor Strange yanks you out. But yeah. See ya.
We better go before he yanks you out.